Have you ever noticed how easy it is to keep watching a whiteboard video, even when the topic itself is dry? You don't feel like you're trying. The explanation just seems to carry you along. That reaction isn't accidental. Whiteboard videos line up unusually well with how the brain handles attention, memory, and motivation. At the highest level, they work because they cooperate with the brain instead of fighting it. They guide attention, limit overload, and build understanding step by step. Start with attention. The brain has an automatic orienting response. When something changes in the environment, especially when it moves, attention snaps to it without effort. In a whiteboard video, every new line, arrow, or shape triggers that reflex. Static slides don't do this. Nothing forces attention to reset. On top of that, humans are especially sensitive to hand movement. A visible drawing hand acts like a constant cue saying, "Look here now." The viewer never has to decide where to focus. Next is mental effort. Working memory is small. It can only juggle a few new things at once. When too much appears at the same time, understanding collapses. Whiteboard videos avoid this through progressive revelation. One idea appears, then the next, then the next. Compare that to a slide packed with text, labels, and diagrams all at once. The viewer has to search, prioritize, and guess what matters first. Whiteboard videos remove that burden. The structure is revealed in the order the brain can handle. Closely related is signaling. Signaling just means clear cues about what's important. In whiteboard videos, signaling happens naturally. A key term is written. An arrow connects two ideas. A circle highlights the takeaway. These cues reduce wasted effort. Less energy goes into searching, more goes into understanding. Memory is where whiteboard videos really pull ahead. The brain stores information through partially separate systems for words and images. When you hear an explanation and see a meaningful drawing at the same time, the idea is encoded twice. This is called dual coding. Later, you might forget the exact sentence, but you remember the sketch, and the sketch brings the idea back with it. The simplicity of whiteboard drawings matters here. They're not decorative. They strip ideas down to their structure, which makes them easier to recall and reuse. Timing also matters. Learning breaks down when related information arrives at different moments. If you hear an explanation and only later see the visual, the brain has to hold one piece while waiting for the other. Whiteboard videos usually synchronize narration and drawing. The moment an idea is explained is the moment it appears on screen. That tight timing makes connections stick. Engagement isn't only about understanding, it's also about motivation. The brain dislikes unfinished things. A drawing in progress creates a small question. What is this becoming? As the image forms, the viewer predicts the outcome. When the prediction is confirmed, the brain gets a small reward. That loop repeats dozens of times in a good whiteboard video. Engagement comes from active prediction, not passive watching. There's also a subtle social effect. A visible hand implies a person. The pacing feels like someone explaining at a board, not a machine dumping information. That sense of guidance increases trust and makes viewers more willing to follow along. Even technical content benefits from this teacher-like presence. All of this contributes to processing fluency. When something feels easy to understand, it feels good to engage with. Viewers are more likely to keep watching and more likely to believe they're understanding correctly. Easy doesn't guarantee deep learning, but it lowers the barrier enough for learning to begin. Whiteboard videos can fail if they ignore these same principles. If they move too fast, add clutter, or draw things that don't support the idea, the advantage disappears. The format isn't magic, the psychology is. So whiteboard videos aren't engaging because they're trendy or charming. They're engaging because they control attention, reduce overload, strengthen memory, spark curiosity, and feel human. They work because they're built around the brain's limits instead of pretending those limits don't exist.